Hello class, today we're going to be going over lesson 3.5, how to solve markup and markdown problems. So you might be asking yourself now, what is a markup? So a markup is the amount of an increase from a cost of an item to the selling price. So basically if a store were trying to find the markup price, it would either be if it started at a certain price and they increased that price, the markup is how much they increased it by. Now the percent markup is the percent increased from the original cost. So basically when you're upping something, so say something started at $10 and it went to $15, the $5, the difference is the markup, and the percent markup is the percent in which it increased from $10 to $15, in this case, it would have been a 50% markup. So a markdown is the exact opposite of a markup. It's the same thing, except this time the price is going in the backwards direction, or it is going down. And then obviously a percent markdown would be the exact same thing, just mirrored. So we got a formula for finding this here. We say that the markup is equal to the percent markup times the original cost. So today we are going to learn to calculate percent markups and percent markdowns. After being given information about how a price changed, it will be our goal to find out how much the price changed, or more precisely, to find out the percent change. All right, so let's get into our first example. So a $300 suit is marked down by 20%, and we want to find the sales price reduced to the nearest dollar. All right, so here we have our original cost is $300. We're going to be multiplying it by our percent marked down here. It's not a markup, it's a markdown, but you still use the same formula. So this is going to be marked down by 20%. So we're going to multiply this by 0.2. So 300 times 0.2 will give us the number 60. And that will be our marked down, is $60. But is 60 our answer here? It's not, right? 60 is just the marked down price. We want to find the sales price. So to find the sales price, we just have to take away how much money we marked down here. So we started at $300. We subtracted $60 because that's how much we marked off. And that means that finally our suit will cost $240 after having a 20% markdown. All right, so we have a formula here that works for us every time. It's going to tell us either the markup or the markdown. And then from there, we really just can use that number to find the sales price there. It's just a little bit extra work, but that formula will work for us all the time. So let's make sure we get it down into our notes. All right, let's go to another one here. So the selling price of an item is $650, marked up from the wholesale price of $450. And we want to find the percent markup from the wholesale price to the selling price. So first off, let's find our markup. So to find our markup, we need to find out how much this increased by. So it started at $450 and increased to $650. So let's just do the absolute value of 450 minus 650. Remember, all the absolute value does is make this positive, right? So this will be the absolute value of negative 200, which will equal to 200. So the store marks this up by $200. So now let's put this into our formula. Our markup is $200. And that'll be equal to, and we don't know our percent markup yet, so I'm just going to put a percent sign here. That'll be basically our variable. And then that will be times the original price, which was $450. All right, so how are we going to do it? How are we going to do this here? Let's just do some math. We need to solve for our percent sign, our percent markup. So we divide both sides of our equation by 450. And we'll get that our percent markup is equal to 200 divided by 450, which would be equal to 0.4 continuing. Right, but this is a decimal, right? And we need our percent to be in a percent. So how do we go from this here? Well, we're obviously going to multiply by 100 or move our decimal place over 2 spots, 1, 2, and we would get 44.4% continuing there. And that is the markup from the wholesale price to the selling price. It started at $450 and it ended at $650. All right, let's do another one here. Now we're talking about a computer here. So a computer store buys a computer system at a cost of $465. The selling price was at first $776, but then the store advertised a 30% markdown on the system. All right, so let's start on this. What is the current selling price? All right, so we started at $776, and they're doing a 30% markdown. But if they're doing a 30% markdown, we can consider that as like 70% of the original cost, right? So I'm just going to multiply this by 0.7, which is 70%. And that's because 776, we only want 7% of that because it's a 30% markdown. So 776 times 0.7 would give us 543.20. And that is how much the current sales price will be after a 30% markdown. We got another question here, though. Members of the store's loyalty club get an additional 10% off their purchase. So how much would a member pay for the computer? Well, just like on the last one, we found out 70% of 776 because 100 minus 30 is 70. Here, let's find 90% of 543.2. And we're finding 90% because 100% minus 10 would be 90%. We're going to multiply this by 0.9, and that will give us $488.88. So members of the store's loyalty problem are only going to pay $488.88 for this computer here. All right, I believe we got one more example for us here. So a sporting goods store manager was selling a ski set for a certain price. The manager offered the markdowns 10% off and 30% off today only, making the one-day sale of the price of the ski set $328. And our goal is to find the original selling price of the ski set. All right. So we want to find the original cost here, right? We don't really know our markup. We just know the percents it changed. So let's start off with this. The original markup here was a 10% off. So let's start with that. Or actually, no, we need to start with the 30% first, sorry, because that one happened second. So 328 is going to be 30% or is 30% off of the original cost here, or it is only 0.7% or 70% of the original cost. So to find this out here, we're going to need to divide 328 by 0.7. 328 divided by 0.7 would give us 468.57. And this is how much it cost after being marked down 30%. But this is only 10%, right? So we also need to divide 468.57 by 90% or by 0.9 because it was marked off an additional 10%, right? So that number divided by 0.9 would give us the number $520.0603. So the original selling price of the ski set was $520.63. All right, everybody. So what did we do today? Well, we went over markdown versus markup problems. What's the difference between them? Well, a markup is when a price is going up, and a markdown is when a price is going down. Now, when we have markups and markdowns, we can calculate the percent markup and markdown, and that's just telling us the percentage that it changed between these two numbers here. And finally, we calculated the difference in sales prices. So what if someone buys something wholesale and they sell it for a raised price? Can we find out the percent markup? Can we find out the percent difference? Things like that. And we're going to continue doing problems like this. All right, everybody, good luck on those problems tonight. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me in class tomorrow. All right, everybody, good luck and have a good rest of your day.